Hey friends, welcome back to more Reddit stories about entitled people, Karens, and all that kind of stuff. Hope you're all doing awesome today, and as usual, we're getting right into today's Reddit posts. You won't take my complaint seriously? I'll call the health department. Okay, so this happened about a year or so ago. I lived paycheck to paycheck at the time due to only being able to work part-time due to my disability, so I would frequently shop at a store in our area that would claim to help your wallet out. It really didn't sometimes, but if you knew where to look, the store lived up to its slogan name. Here lies the issue. The store is also somewhat known for sometimes not rotating stock properly. Thus, you may get goods that are out of date. For certain items, no biggie. Others, no. I lived with my sister at the time, and once we had gotten meat that was expired by 6 months, and we hadn't noticed until we had gotten home. We were so frustrated that we called ahead of time, and then went and asked for a refund. We were more wary after that. A couple weeks after I bought yogurt from them, the single-serve cups, it was still within its best-by date, only to be revolted when I got home to open it and saw mold growing in the top in the corner. What the hell? Immediately I called the store. They asked if I wanted a refund and to bring in the product and my receipt. I said no, it was barely $1 yogurt. I just wanted to let them know it had mold and give them the batch so they could be aware and do what they needed. Now, what I can remember was them saying this: I can speak to my manager and let them know about the complaint, but if you don't want a refund, there's not much we can do. You have to call corporate. This wasn't a complaint in my opinion. It was a valid health concern, especially considering prior incidents. What if the other containers had mold and someone didn't notice and got sick? I myself am disabled and could have gotten deathly ill if I'd consumed the mold due to my slow digestive system. And at the time, I had a GJ tube for gastroparesis. Can I speak to your manager, actually? I hated that I asked that, but they obliged without much fuss, thankfully. But while he gave me his business email to give a copy of my complaint, he said the same about calling corporate. Could I have called the actual company who made the yogurt? Well, fun fact, the store makes the yogurt brand, so that's actually the corporate office. It was the same phone number for complaints for products, thankfully, as I made sure to check. But I digress. I called corporate, filed a complaint, gave the batch number, submitted my photos, and waited. I waited a week. I also had emailed the manager of the store with the complaint for his side, with no response. I expected that. By this time, I went back to the store for something else, I think some bottled water. I glance at the yogurt just by curiosity, and what do I see? The same damn yogurt. Same dates, same batch numbers, same everything. By this time, the yogurts were days out of date. In my opinion, they should have been rotated out the day of or the day before their best-by date. But to still have them a week later, especially when a customer has complained about finding mold? Something just snapped. I know corporate business takes a while to process, but the website had said it was resolved within like half the time after I made the complaint. Yet the person on the phone had sounded concerned, but something along the chain of the report, it didn't stick. So obviously, someone didn't care. But I knew who would. I pulled out my phone, I took pictures of the yogurt on the shelves, and proof of the date they were taken, and some other things I believe too I found. I went home and found pictures of the 6-month expired meat. They had timestamps too. Do you know how fast you can find your local county health department? Fairly quick with the right keywords. You can also sometimes find the public routine inspections. Theirs were meh, but it looked like they were due for a new one, so a quick email was all it took, explaining how corporate wasn't really responding or taking it serious, neither was the store, and the violations I had experienced. I attached all the images I had collected. I paused. Maybe corporate hadn't told the store to pull it yet. No, their store is known for not rotating stock and taking complaints with a grain of salt. I hit send. I do remember vividly that within 3 days, I had an email from the manager of the store. Shocking. He did get my email then. He was offering a refund on the yogurt, but this time without needing my receipt, apologizing for the inconvenience. I didn't respond. I didn't want a refund. I told them that. But the next time I was brave enough to go in about a day later, the yogurt had been restocked completely, as well as other things I had mentioned in my report like the meats. Now I rarely see anything past a few days, if that. They've become smarter at marking stuff down too. Now it really does help our wallet sometimes. I'm not a car thief. Back in 2021, I was working as a gas station attendant. I was 20 at the time, waiting for my coworker to get back from her lunch. Then these customers in a little Kia toaster car pull up to one of my further pumps. A sketchy-looking lady in her late 30s walks up to the window and asks to put $5 on her pump. Simple enough. I work in a self-serving state, so I just let her do her thing. Didn't realize until they were about done that their car was still running. At my gas station, when you bought gas, no matter how much, you got complimentary air at the air compressor. Buy $1 worth of gas and get $1.50 worth of pressurized air free. Lady came back and asked if I'd turn the air on for them. Of course. But there's a button on a remote I had to press as well as a button on the machine itself that they were supposed to press. They didn't understand when I said to press the little silver button on the bottom of the left side. Equally sketchy looking guy in like his 40s walks over from the air pump and asks me how to get it started. I exit my kiosk and walk to the other side of the pumps to the air compressor. I turn it on for them, show them how it works, and start to walk back to the kiosk. Out of nowhere, 4 squad cars pull up, surrounding us. A cop tells me to stop and put my hands up. I put my hands up and say, "I work here." The cop was skeptical about it. Another cop walks over and starts patting me down, asking if I had any weapons on me. I do not. I'm at work and don't carry anything on me at work. He gets to my arms and moves my hair slightly and saw my name tag. "Oh, you do work here. Okay, go back inside and do your job." I nodded and started heading back, and then another cop stopped me and asked what I was doing. I was told to go back to work because I work here. I showed my name tag. "You work at the pumps? Oh, okay, go back to the pumps." Once I get back in, I text my coworker that I just got patted down by cops, so she came back, still on lunch, to ask what happened and if I was okay. I told her everything, then she double-checked on me before leaving to finish her lunch. Shortly after she left, I had a line form, and then the cop that patted me down got in that line and waited to apologize to me for the misunderstanding. Major respect for that. And explained that the customers had stolen that vehicle from a family member, family friend, and it got reported stolen and they thought I was with them. I dressed very casually at work, so I didn't blame them. Entitled woman blocks the university gate, forces an ambulance to take another route. I live in a university. One evening, my friends and I were going to the nearby mall in a cab. We took the back gate, which was the closest to it, and it's near the professor's flats. The only vehicles that are allowed from that gate bear the university sticker, and almost always belong to the professors or their family members. When we reached the gate, one woman was sitting with her hands folded on the steering wheel, looking distressed, and a few guards were standing at her window. My first guess was that she had some problems with the identification, and is being asked to take the main gate instead. There was a small line of vehicles behind her. I got out of the cab to request the guards to ask her to move to the side. The guards told me she's not moving. I asked her myself, politely. She said she won't move until she gets her problem resolved. I told her whatever her problem was, she's holding up delivery guys and cab drivers who were on duty. I told her a bit more angrily to move to the side. I kept repeating, "Move your vehicle to the side." She kept ignoring me. I took a picture of her license plate, threatened to report it to the security, but the guards would have done it anyway later. I asked if she's a professor. She didn't respond. Instead, asked me if I'm a student. My male friend had joined me now. She started giving her explanation to my friend, pointedly ignoring me. Her explanation was that she had bumped into the car in front of her, and somehow that was the guard's fault. It was a little chaotic with horns, and I couldn't hear her properly. This was how much my friend and I could gather. She asked me again if I'm a student. I said yes. She said it's a matter of our security too, so she won't move. During this commotion, an ambulance had reached the gate. We have an in-house hospital, so if the ambulance was leaving the campus, it was a serious case. She hesitated when she saw the ambulance, then finally started moving to the side, slowly, as if still making up her mind about what to do, how to extend her tantrum. The ambulance did not wait and immediately moved towards another gate. The rest of us quickly left. Think you can bully kids, Karen? My husband, kids, and I are at a really nice hotel. My family, along with a few other families, were enjoying the pool, hot tub, and separate water slide. Everyone was really well behaved. No kids screaming or acting rowdy. Two boys around 8 or 9 years old decided to step into the hot tub. There was no one in there and they were being careful and taking their time to get in. Then came Karen, who had been drying off and putting on her robe. Karen is about 65 to 70 years old, short gray hair, tall and thin. Karen goes up to the one boy and starts telling him off and demanding that he gets out right away. I didn't hear everything she was saying at first, but it caught my attention when she was wagging a finger at the poor boy, who had been minding his own business. It was when I heard her tell him to get out that I looked at my husband across the pool. Without a word exchanged between us, we started heading towards the stairs to exit the pool. As we are moving, Karen starts in on the other boy who was just sitting on the side with his feet in. The boy leaves, obviously upset, and heads to his mom. Karen moves back to her seat beside the pool and continues to dry off with a smug look on her ugly face. She didn't even want to use the hot tub. Cue pettiness. Without even talking to each other, a bunch of us adults yell out for our kids, and we filled the hot tub, including inviting the boys she just bullied back into the hot tub with us. In fact, there were more kids than adults. The adults stared at Karen and basically dared her to say anything. She got really uncomfortable, grabbed her stuff and her husband, and left. If they were being rowdy or unsafe, then I can understand wanting to step in, but she was just being nasty to kids for no reason. I got to talk to their mom and them. They were just really sweet boys, just trying to enjoy their vacation. Anyway, friends, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure to drop a like if you enjoyed and subscribe to the channel for more Reddit shenanigans. So stay awesome, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.